So let's talk about the Divine Feminine Pyramid in balance and out of balance. So to begin with, if you have the feminine as love, eternal love, she is boundaryless. When she dreams of her lover, the Divine Masculine, her counterpart that will witness her and journey with her and co-create with her, she separates off from herself, like we said, to create him, and he becomes her joy, her witness, her partner in passion. But when he comes into the story, suddenly she becomes physically embodied as well, and the boundary pops in. The boundary of the planet, the boundary of the atom or the molecule, the boundary of love. And so it is that in relationship between men and women, when they come together, when the Divine Feminine is present, there naturally is a boundary around the couple. That boundary is actually created by the commitment that they have together, spoken or unspoken, the commitment to love each other and be together. Now, when everything is denying the feminine and trying to sublimate her and act as if everything's about only the masculine, what happens is there is no boundary. She's boundaryless because there's no commitment to her. And when there's boundarylessness, she actually goes into the masculine. You do not have a relationship between the masculine and feminine. You have the relationship between two men, basically. She is defeminized when there is no commitment to her. This is why women are so fixated on weddings and rituals and ceremonies, because that is the moment when the boundary is acknowledged and the true deeper commitment is there. It's not to say that the boundary isn't there sometimes with people who have no ceremony, because their commitment to each other is very clear and very devoted, very prominent. But to celebrate it with a ritual, a ceremony of actual acknowledgement, intensifies the love, the passion, the growing in all realms of the relationship. Every chakra becomes heightened. It isn't to say that there aren't hundreds of ways to be in relationship that are different kinds of commitment, polyamory, polygamy, monogamy, on and on. But they still, each one of them, those kinds of arrangements still has the boundary that comes in. The boundary is the circle that surrounds the tetrahedron of the sacred geometry of relationship, the tetrahedron of energized love that I've been seeing in all my visions comes out of quantum physics. So now we're going to look at the feminine triangle, the feminine pyramid. She's upside, her point is down here. Sorry, it's henna all over my hands. And she is, the bottom pyramid for her is grounding, is earth energy. It's basically the home, the hearth, safety, protection, and the feeling of deep security on all levels, financially and emotionally, and the vows that are created between the couple, which form that boundary of protection of the feminine and the masculine, are very important. They are part of the feminine triangle for grounding. Vows, commitments, or intention agreements. Home and what that home feels like is all about this chakra too. And if the home is eternal, if it's a long-term home, or if it's just like a impermanent home, that really changes things for her. So let's not go to the negative though. Right now we're going to stay with the sacred feminine in her positive aspects when she is in balance with the masculine triangle, and the two of them are in beautiful harmony and recognition of the miracle of having each other. Now one of her upper corners is that would correspond to the second chakra, the chakra of sexuality. Sexuality, ooh, sexuality, pleasure, fun, joy, creative energy, the five senses. So when she's in balance, life is flowing with pleasure. Life is all about learning more through the fact that everything's so pleasurable. Oh, it's the opposite of that whole idea of no pain, no gain. No, the feminine would say the more pleasure, the more we know we actually are learning exponentially quickly, and we're actually learning something worth learning because there's all this joy and pleasure involved with it. So she's giving birth. She's whether or not it's children when the feminine chakra of second chakra of sexuality is alive and well, she's giving birth to creative projects, to life adventures, or to a child. It's birth energy and sexual energy, and she's her pleasure, his sensations, the five senses are alive and well, and really all the joys. For example, that the art that goes with the second chakra would be dance. She's dancing, she's moving, she's flowing. Now, her